Hi everyone, I'm really excited to be bringing you my very first pattern YouTube video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this little Lotad friend you can see on the left of your screen there. This is a really good beginner's pattern, but I will be assuming that you already know the crochet basics. So you should be able to make a magic ring, be able to chain and single crochet, and also be comfortable working in the round and back and forth in rows too, since we'll be using both of those methods here. It'd also be super useful if you knew how to do a bobble stitch, but if you don't, then don't worry. I'll quickly go over how to make one, but I won't be spending too much time on it. So if you are unsure, I would recommend having a little look at a separate tutorial first for that. So we'll quickly go over the tools and materials you'll need for this before we get started. So we've got our yarn at the top there. This is double knit yarn, which I think converts to 8-ply for anyone that's more familiar with that. Corn flour is the blue and zest is the green. Of course, you don't need this exact brand or anything like that. Whatever you'd like to use is perfectly fine. I've also included this bright lemon colour because you're going to need just a small amount of yellow yarn to embroider Lotad's little beak. You also need some tools and materials to make the eyes. I've got a few different options there because I'll be needle felting them in this video, and I'm going to chat with you guys a little bit about that. But you're welcome to use whatever method you prefer, like safety eyes. You could use felt shapes, embroidery, whatever you'd like to do. So I'll be using a 2.5mm hook for this pattern, and of course you'll need your sewing needle and stuffing too. Just a few extra notes: despite my UK accent, this pattern is actually in US terms. The steps will be written out on the screen as we go along, but if you'd like the full written pattern, it's available both for free on my website and as a little paid PDF on my Etsy. I'll include the link somewhere for both of those, so you're welcome to go and take a look. We're going to get right into it now. We're going to start off with the body here, and nice and easy, make a magic ring, and you're going to single crochet 6. Once you're all done with that, you can tighten up your magic ring and we'll move on to round 2. So you're going to want to increase in each stitch now, so you should have 12 stitches when you're all done. So you should have a nice flat disc looking a little bit like this so far, and you're ready to move on to round 3. You're going to single crochet 1 in the first stitch and then increase in the next stitch, and you're going to repeat that 6 times in total, and you should have a total of 18 stitches when you're finished. Now it's about to get exciting because this is your first bobble stitch round, so we'll be making the first set of legs here. So you're going to start off by single crocheting 5, So now I'm just finishing up my single crochet 5 here, and we're going to do our first bobble stitch. A bobble stitch is a bit like a double crochet that you leave unfinished until right at the end, so I'll get right into it and show you how it's done if you're unfamiliar. You're going to start off with a yarn over, then insert your hook into the stitch and pull up a loop. You're going to pull back through and yarn over again, and then pull through 2 loops on your hook. You're going to repeat this sequence 4 times in total, and when you're done you should have 5 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over one more time and pull through all 5 loops, and you're done. So now you've done your first bobble stitch, you can single crochet 6 more. Now you're finishing up with your 6 single crochet, you'll want to do your second bobble into next stitch just the same as before. When you're done with that, you can go ahead and single crochet 5 more to finish your round. Now you're at the end of round 4, we're going to just stop for a second and turn our piece the right way around. So I like to do this after every bobble stitch round because when you make them they'll be facing the wrong way. So all I do is get the flat end of my hook in there and just tease them out a little bit so they're poking out the right way. So now we can make a start on round 5, which is nice and easy. You're going to single crochet 1 in each stitch, so you should still have 18 stitches in total when you're done. Okay, so on to round 6, this will be your second round of bobble stitches. We're going to start off exactly the same as before and single crochet 5. And now in the next stitch you'll want to do your bobble. And now you're all done, you can single crochet 6 again. And now moving on to your second bobble. And now you can finish off the round by single crocheting 5. Here I am again, just quickly poking those legs around the right way. And now we're all set for round 7. You're going to single crochet 1 in each stitch around again. Nice and easy, you should still have your 18 stitches at the end. Okay, so for round 8 we'll be doing our last set of bobble stitches here. So let's start off by single crocheting 6. And now you'll do your bobble in the next stitch there. Then you're going to want to single crochet 5. And then pop your next bobble in the next stitch there. And you're going to finish off the round with 5 single crochet. So a quick pause to turn my legs around again, and then after that we're on to decreasing now. So for round 9 you're going to single crochet 1 and then you're going to decrease 1, and you'll repeat this 6 times for a total of 12 stitches at the end. So at the end of round 9 you'll want to start stuffing, and if you're using safety eyes you'll also want to insert them now between rounds 2 and 3. And now you're on to round 10, the final round. You're going to decrease 6 more times, so when you're done you should have 6 stitches left. So with all that done you can fasten off, just cut your loose end there and pull through. And we're all done for the body. You can close up your finishing hole now. I like to do this by threading my sewing needle through all 6 of the front loops there and then pulling on it tight to close it up. And then I guide my end out through a stitch underneath the body. I'll just tie a little knot there and then pull it back through to hide the knot. So with that we can move right on to the lily pad, and we're going to start off just the same as before by single crocheting 6 in a magic ring. Now before we go any further, we're actually going to work this piece in rows. So instead of carrying on in the round as normal, you're going to chain 1 here and turn your piece around to work back down the stitches you just made. And for your second row here, you're going to increase in each stitch, so you should have 12 stitches in total at the end. Okay, so for your third row you can go ahead and chain 1 and turn again, and then we're going to single crochet 1 in the first stitch and increase in the next stitch, and repeat this 6 times for a total of 18 stitches. Okay, so you can go ahead and chain 1 again and turn, and you're going to single crochet 2 and then increase in the next stitch, and we'll also be repeating this 6 times in total, so when you're done you should have 24 stitches. So chain 1 and turn again. This next row is a little bit fiddly. You're going to be crocheting in the back loops only, so these are the loops furthest from you after you've turned your piece, and you're just going to do 1 single crochet in each of these loops, so you should still have those 24 stitches at the end. And that's it. Once you get to the end there, you can cut your yarn and fasten off, and here's your finished lily pad. So I'm just going to thread my magic ring end onto my needle here and weave it in, since we'll only need one of these ends to work with. So now I'm going to thread my remaining end onto my needle and just make a few little stitches there to secure that finishing point. And then I'm going to guide that end underneath the lily pad so it's all ready to sew onto the body. And I can already hear people asking why I chopped off the magic ring end when I'm just going to thread the finishing end down to where the magic ring is anyway. The only reason I chose this end is because I always forget to make my magic ring end long enough for sewing. So I'm just going to grab my body here and figure out the placement of the lily pad. I like to use a couple of pins just to hold everything in place while I start sewing. And all I'm doing here is just weaving my needle in and out of the lily pads and the body to secure it on. My sewing isn't the neatest. I don't really have much of a method, if I'm being honest. I'm just putting stitches where I feel they're needed to make sure that it's nice and secure. So when I'm all happy with that, I'm going to guide this end underneath the body, poke it through a stitch and tie my knot as normal, then pull that knot through to hide it and snip that end off. So now we can start on the face embroidery. I'm going to go in underneath the body again and stick my needle out between rounds 1 to 2, just underneath my magic ring hole, and just embroider 2 horizontal lines in this position across the face. And when I'm all done with that, I'll just guide my end back out under the body and tie my knots to secure and thread them back through. So now it's time for my favourite part, which is the needle felting. Here's my wool roving there, and I'm just tearing it into pieces to get a bit that's the right size. And all I do is just pop it on there and start stabbing away with my felting needle. So like I said, you don't have to felt, you can use whatever method you're comfortable with, but since I really enjoy felting and I find it isn't the most common method around in crochet, I thought I'd show you guys just a little bit about how I do it. It isn't an exact science or anything like that, but I do really enjoy the freedom it gives you to make your own shapes on your crochet. It's just something I really love. I definitely recommend giving it a go if it interests you. I do actually plan to make a whole separate video about needle felting someday in the future, so I'd love it if you stuck around and subscribed and take a look at that when it's out. And that's it, you're all finished. I'm so obsessed with making these guys, they're so quick and easy to make. And thank you so much for watching everyone. I really hope you enjoyed the pattern, and I'd absolutely love to hear from you down in the comments section. Please let me know if you liked the video, and I'll see you again next time.